Gelatinous Monster exists is my friend's song because he gave me a cookie.
All my life, I've liked to do things that nobody else was doing. Something that everybody else was doing wasn't as interesting to me. You know, if it's been done before, well, it's been done before. You know, if everybody else was doing it, it's like, can I do something that's fun that's not what everybody else is doing? I don't know whether that means I'm a nonconformist or eclectic or whatnot, but the fact that this competition sits outside the mainstream, kind of on the fringe, you know, it was part of what attracted me to it. I've always liked doing that kind of thing, being a little different from the rest.
I had been looking for something, you know, really important to do in my life. And, you know, working with Los National Lab, making the, you know, U.S. safe and the world safe from weapons of mass destruction is kind of what I've been doing. But, you know, when you work in a big organization, maybe you can't have the impact you'd like to have. And I was becoming frustrated. And so I was really drawn to it because it was like, now this is something that really, it would really make a difference to the human race, and it's something you can like wrap your arms around.
I want to build space limit. I want off this rock.
Until recently, I owned a 5-story office building, and that provided me with the capital and cash flow to build this stuff. And the building gained in value, and I kept taking money out, and I kept just sucking the lifeblood out of that building. It's awesome. Trust me, you cannot go alone build an elevator space, right? So I had to take the asset that I had, and I used it. I used it as an investment into the future. You know, I took gambles. So my building went into foreclosure 7 times in 5 years. That's not an accident. Like, you go into foreclosure once as an accident, like something bad happened. When you do it 7 times in 5 years, there's a plan, there's a design there that made a conscious decision to use the asset of my building to fund an elevator space. And I made a eyes wide open decision that if I could only have one, I wanted to have the elevator. So yeah, I mean, I risked everything I had on it. And then in April, the bank's like, look, these numbers don't balance anymore, guy. And they formally foreclosed and took the building in April.
So my wife and I have been married for many years. This is difficult for a family because it goes from being a hobby that you do for a couple hours on the weekend to a hobby that you do a night or two a week and most weekends to over the last 6 weeks I've been putting in 14-hour days every single day doing this stuff. Cluttering up every inch of not just our house and our driveway and our garage, but every moment of our lives has been dominated by this. And I'm so happy that my wife is tolerant.
Oh, really?
Tolerant of this stuff. It's not like she hasn't made her patience level clear to me that it's like, gosh, Brian, could you find something more normal to do?
Most of the students that actually come to our university grew up in a farm background, and you know, we just, you know, when we're growing up, like, we have to deal with so many difficulties. Like, for example, I deal with the farm and construction. If I was 8 years old and I walked around the tractor and break down, my dad would help me, but he'd make me figure out what the problem was first. So just like all of us seem to have that kind of experience when we grew up. It's a great life. It's in my blood. You know, I haven't been able to go back to Harvest the last 3 years to the school, actually, because this competition is pretty much dead center in Harvest. But it is there. But you know, my dad always said, you know, it's always going to be there. You know, you can always come back, go out and do what you do. Go fulfill your dream.
There was a point a couple of years ago where I'd spent 4 weeks straight, get 3 hours a night sleep. I'm like, why the hell am I doing this? And my daughter, who was about 1 at a time, kind of waddled her way in. I'm like, oh yeah, I want her to get off this rock too.